Hello and welcome to Vision's review of Day 4 of the England-India Test at Trent Bridge. Chasing 209, India ended the day on 52 for 1 after England lost their last 4 wickets for 29 runs. Before that, Joe Root played a true captain's knock, scoring his 21st Test century and steering England towards a sizable lead before Jasprit Bumrah used the second new ball to clean up the tail and bring India back into the game. I'm joined by Vision India's Rohit Sankar. Rohit, given the context and the extended poor run at home, where would you rate this among Joe Root's best test knocks?
Yeah, I think it's right up there as one of Root's best knocks. Obviously, he's played a really good hand in Asia in so many tests, but I think just given the quality of the Indian attack, the conditions, and like it was day 4 wicket, and England were under pressure. There was nobody else literally scoring with him. So I think it's a really good innings by Root. He started off really well. Like he scored around 6 boundaries in his first 30 runs, and that sort of gave him the momentum. And I think he just took off from there. His last Test 100 at home was also against India 3 years back. And 3 years for a batsman like him, not scoring 100 at home, that's pretty long. So I think he's just taken something off his back, and he's looked really good this in the first 2 innings. Actually, he's looked really good.
Yeah, some glorious cover drives, pushing himself to the front foot. Speaking of the other batsmen, there were some contributions, but nothing as substantial as they would have liked. I think barring Sankar, none of them scored over 30. So, what was your assessment? Obviously, there's this, always this scanner on Zach Crawley. After his 267, he's just had 150 plus score. And, Dom Sibley and his striker is often talked about. What was your assessment of the rest of the batsmen?
Yeah, I think Sibley played really well. He's like, yeah, as you said, the strike rate is always an issue, but I think that's the sort of batsman he is. And given how well Root was batting at the beginning, I think the fact that Sibley was just holding one end up was working really well for England. Yeah. And like even the wicket after that, Johnny Bairstow came in and he gave a good hand. I think his wicket probably came against a round of play, and it probably gave India an opening to get back into the Test. And I think that showed. I think Mohammad Siraj was really pumped up after that wicket, and I think that was probably a turning point in the day.
Yeah. Let's talk about Bumrah because, before him, the whole day, the entire day was about Joe Root, and then Bumrah comes in with the second new ball, showing us what he can do. His last 3 Test innings, he did not pick up a single wicket, and now in this match, he has a 9 for. So how was it to see, the Bumrah of old back and what that means for an Indian fan?
Yeah, I think the first over of the Test gave an indication that Bumrah is back. He was finding the swing away from the right-hander and into the left-hander, and that Rory Burns wicket is pretty similar to the one he got Keaton Jennings out with in 2018. And at the time he had spoken about like using his variation, which is a swing away from the right-hander only sparingly when he's just finding his rhythm right. And I think once he started off really well, that first over, I think gave him a lot of confidence, and from then he was a different bowler to the one we saw in the last few Tests. He was really testing the batsman outside the fourth stump, and I think the second new ball spell was really good. He did not waste any time. Like the very first over, he struck with Joe Root's wicket, and at that time the game was probably right in the balance. And to get Root in that first over was very important because you could just like against the new ball, you could have just gone on and scored say 20-30 runs in the first 3 overs, and that would have changed the game totally. So I think that second spell by Bumrah was really, the spell of the new ball was really good. Yeah, and he seems to like Trent Bridge, like Stuart Broad. He's even got his highest score now.
Yeah. I think for the second only the second time only quicks had taken all 20 wickets for India. Happened only once, I think, in 2018 during the South Africa tour. But still, I felt that there was not as much of a supporting hand, especially when there was a new batsman in. A lot of looseness to them, feeding batsmen on the pads, giving them room to play and all of that. So I think that was sort of a cause of a concern. But again, tomorrow's looks to be a very interesting day. Obviously, we can't say much about the weather. We thought day four will be washed out, but we had like almost a full day's game. So, what are your predictions of tomorrow's the like? There's a good start for India right now. KL Rahul got out, but there's still Pujara and Rohit Sharma who who looked very solid. So, what do you think about tomorrow's game? Tomorrow's day, basically.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky one, but India have a good start, and they have an informed Rishabh Pant down the order, and that's going to make a huge difference. I think, say even if India lose 3-4 wickets upfront, there's if Rishabh Pant comes in and plays like 30 ball 40, that totally changes. Like he did in the first innings, it sort of changes the momentum, and it gives a really good cushion for Jadeja to build upon. So I think
Yeah.
the fact that Rishabh Pant's in form is really good for India. And unlike Edge Baston in 2018, I think India probably better placed to chase a target down. They're more confident. They have Gaba behind them. They have um, batsmen in like Rishabh Pant who are who can just take the momentum away. And I think even if Kohli is not in good form, it's probably right up India's alley. I think they'll chase this down.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And
Do you think India are going to win this?
I also feel the same. And any which way, I think Rishabh Pant, if he does what he does, it will be quite an entertaining day five. Thank you, Rohit. We will be back tomorrow for the review of day five. As always, if you have any questions, please comment below. That's it from us today.